Today I've got a very special guest. Janey Lee Grace is an Amazon #1 best-selling author, speaker, and of course co-presenter of the UK's biggest radio show, Radio 2's Steve Wright in the Afternoon. Now, Janey, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's lovely to be with you.
Now, the last time we saw each other, you were pretty much 100% focused on holistic living, nutrition, ditching the chemicals. In fact, your book was one of the first I read, actually, when I started looking into this. It looks like you've gone up a notch and given up the booze. Now, what happened?
Well, as you say, I've been focused for years and years on holistic living and everything. But there was this one massive elephant in the room. And that was that all the time I was sort of focusing on optimum health and well-being. I was caning the booze, absolutely caning the booze, like everyone else, fully functioning and boozing. And somehow I equated that with being perfectly fine because it's legal and it's normal and it's because it's what everyone does. It's a societal norm.
When you say caning it, what does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I was drinking I'll just preempt that by saying, whenever I have these conversations with people, there's always that kind of measuring stick. So if I say, well, I was drinking 1.5 bottles a night, people can go, oh, thank God I'm not that bad, and if I say, oh, well, I was only drinking at weekends, people go, oh, that, maybe I need to worry. Actually, I'm sure we'll get onto this, but the real question isn't, am I drinking too much? The real question is, would my life be better physically and emotionally without any alcohol?
Right.
But anyways, to answer your question, I was drinking every day, and probably I'd say I'd get near a bottle of wine probably most nights. It would be, I wouldn't intend to. It doesn't start like that. It starts by, oh, it's a sunny day, it's lunchtime, we'll have a quick drink at lunchtime, and then it's early evening and I desperately need respite from the kids. I'm exhausted, I've had such a busy day, I need a treat for me, I need to feel grown up. And then you have a glass of wine with dinner. By the time you add it up, it's a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
It took me ages to realize how much of a hold it really had over me, and to realize that I didn't actually know how to stop. I couldn't seem to get the motivation. I felt really scared because the bottom line was, I thought that once I stopped drinking, my life would be over, really. What would I have to look forward to? How would I relax? How would I, be fun? Sort of party Janey, how would she ever appear again? So all I could sort of imagine was misery. So I ditched it on 30th, literally the day before New Year's Eve. So that'd be 2017, December the 30th. And that's it. I never ever look back. I mean, you notice the phrase I use there. I always say I ditched the booze. I don't say I gave up. I never say I gave up, because I didn't give up anything. I have only gained, literally. The truth of it is, we are now so lucky in that there are some incredible, amazing alcohol-free drinks, literally. And if I'd tried to do this 10 years ago, it would have been harder, because there was nothing decent, really. But now everything, literally everything has changed. So I have this lovely phrase: keep the ritual, change the ingredients. So if you normally have a drink at 6 o'clock or whatever it is, whatever time you sit down and have a drink, if that's kind of a ritual for you and that feels important, then you can keep the ritual. So you still have a lovely glass, you still have something chilled and lovely in it, but why would it need to be alcohol?
Right. And just talk us through some of those health benefits. What are you?
Oh my goodness! All the stuff you would expect, like clearer skin, more clarity, far less anxiety. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But your weight sort of reestablishes itself. I'm not going to say weight loss, because you actually don't get that for ages. Even if you need to lose weight, it takes a lot longer than you think. But you do. It does kind of sort itself out, which is really interesting. But there's just so many benefits. In the TED Talk, I finish up by saying sober hair, because you get shiny hair. No, don't look at me at the moment, because I've gone feral with lockdown. But usually you get sober hair, which is really nice. But I suppose the biggest and most amazing benefit is the way that your anxiety changes. Now, I didn't even know that I was a particularly anxious person. It's not till I wasn't that I realized how unbelievably anxious I've been. And the link between mental health issues and alcohol, I mean, it's off the scale. It's off the scale.
It's such an obvious one that, I mean, it seems obvious to any of us in the sort of nutrition world, that you know, anxiety and alcohol, they just don't mix, do they? Mood, depression, anxiety, alcohol. The amount of women I talk to who are using alcohol as a crutch for their anxiety or their depression,
Totally.
and you know, they're not sleeping very well, and they kind of know that it's probably, you know, inside they know it's not the answer, but there's this vicious cycle that they can't seem to
feel trapped. It's a trap. Alcohol is a trap.
Yeah.
It's addictive. And I know that sounds blatantly obvious, but interestingly enough, I don't think I really realized. I thought there was something wrong with me, you know, my addictive personality. I you know, what I hadn't looked fair and square, you know, in the face was actually, you know, you're just human. And you haven't, you know, you're a human who seeks pleasure like we all do. I wanted some relief from the stress I was under. Alcohol is everywhere. It's the answer, but it is highly addictive. You know, my sort of absolute passion is just to, as I think I said before, you know, not that thing of, oh, do you have a problem? Have you got to give up? Which is just completely negative and nonsense. The question needs to be, have you actually wondered whether your life might be better physically and emotionally without booze? I mean, if you'd have asked me that 3 years ago, I said, hell yes, of course it would, but I don't know how to do that, you know.
And so the how, you've been concentrating on that, haven't you, with your sober club? Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Yeah, so
not AA, I get it.
Oh God, no, not at all. It's what I don't really care which route people come to sobriety. You know, it's whatever works for you. But my approach is that you absolutely don't do the kind of white knuckling it, I'm giving up thing. Focus on what you're giving up. You totally focus on what you're gaining, and actually, you fairly quickly find that the ditching the booze it's just the first step, and then it's the what's next, because the way people's lives expand, you know, not their waistline but their lives, I've just seen people totally block. It's just amazing. Everything gets better. There's this horrible phrase, sobriety is the gift that keeps on giving, and I've got a challenge out to anyone who can come up with one that isn't naff. That means the same thing. It's such a naff phrase, but I can't think of, if you can think of another one, you know, I've got a prize for you.
It seems like a no-brainer, but it is quite a difficult thing for most people to do. So what are your kind of top tips for those that want to try and do this and get a better life for themselves?
Number one, actually do your research yourself and find out just how bad alcohol really, really is for you. But at the same time, get inspired as to something that you may never have considered before, which is that living life without alcohol is not only logically good for you, it will change you in the most incredible ways that you could never have dreamt of. It will upscale everything, literally everything. So if you care about health and well-being, that will be the most incredible gift you've ever give yourself. And maybe you're just curious. There's that phrase, sober curious, right? Maybe you're just curious, well, what would my life look like? And then just gather your sober toolkit. You know, what I mean by that is find your resources. It's really important to know what else you're going to do and have. Right. And then it's absolutely, there's no discussion. It's not a variable. It's non-negotiable. And if you're worried about friends, you text them in advance. You say, oh, just a heads up, I'm not drinking tonight, so there'll be more for you. Or you can just be honest. You can say, do you know what? I want to find out if I'm less anxious. And then the third thing is find your tribe. And that really, really is important. I know that now because I didn't do it quick enough. When I did, it changed everything. So find your tribe, find like-minded people.
Yeah, brilliant. Janey, it's been amazing. I think you're going to be inspiring a lot of women with this. And you are already, but you know, my listeners as well. If you want to try the sober lifestyle, go over to Janey's soberclub.com.
Yeah, the soberclub.com.
Soberclub.com. And go check out all the resources there. Thank you so much, Janey. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Thanks a lot.
good luck with everything.